more cope time. New images came out for episode 9. Shoutouts to Easy Court. Let the farm commence.
So we just got 6 new preview images for episode 9 of One Punch Man Season 3.
He's crying?
And also, not to forget, we also got the official synopsis of the episode itself. And as I've always said, do not let these still frames fool you into thinking this episode will be the best out of the best. Well,
Last episode, still frames. I could have never imagined. Would have never imagined, right? And fucking blew my mind. So it can go both ways.
Episode 8 kinda proves me wrong due to the fact that episode 8 was the best episode in the
Yeah,
entire
baby.
season. But at the same time, the bar was
And to say that episode 8 was the best of the season, yes, the bar was low. But here's the thing. Up till now, I think episode 5 was the best episode of the season, right? Because it had some actual fucking fight animations going on, no matter how chopped and awkward and inconsistent it was. But it doesn't feel good. It's like, oh my god, episode 5 is the best. But it's just like, it's not good. It's pretty fucking bad. At least episode 8 is like, it was good. Yeah, the bar is low, but I'm like, yeah, this was a good episode. I'm proud of it.
in hell. It was really low that any episode with any clear movement can be the best episode. But in this case, episode 8 was really good. It is well above your average anime quality. While it is not the most perfect episode, there are still some rough edges here and there, but it was indeed the best episode of
Hell yeah.
season 3 so far. In my soon to be uploaded Hopium Copium video, yes, I'll make another one, because I mean the last one worked, and we did get a pretty good episode, so one cope man actually works, I guess. So yes everyone, with that being
Yes, saying it's gonna rain every day. And then eventually it rains. Isn't it crazy? We keep coping. He's a prophet. How did he know? Dude, Easy Court is a seer. He should be in Lord of the fucking Mysteries, yeah?
said, let's take a look at the official synopsis of the episode
Bro is Shiba, the prophet, you know?
itself. So here it is, the official synopsis of episode 9. When Child Emperor discovers Waganma, he is confronted by the reincarnated Phoenix Man, who has become a disaster level
Upgrade.
dragon. Child Emperor, whose numerous inventions are no match for him, activates his powerful ultimate weapon and prepares to fight to the death to protect Waganma.
Fuck Waganma, what a spoiled little bitch. Rich ass kid with no empathy for anyone else, just looking out for his own skin. The way that he treated the ugly kid, like, fuck you, Waganma.
Again, from this official synopsis alone, it pretty much confirms another fight scene, another action-packed episode, I am guessing. I haven't personally read this particular chapter yet, so I'm pretty clueless on this. I'm not sure if G5 will be fighting Child Emperor in this episode as well. I hope there will be. But again, we'll be seeing the reincarnated form of Phoenix
Upgrade.
Man, and
Phase
I guess
2.
they kinda just spoiled it with the preview images and also the synopsis itself, basically saying that Phoenix Man is not actually dead. I mean, like, I'm not sure if anyone really thinks that he is actually dead from that one fight. It wasn't even a fight, it's a brutal domination by Child Emperor with his gadgets. But I'm pretty sure it's clear enough that Phoenix Man will not easily die like that. In the actual opening itself, they did show the reincarnated Phoenix Man form, I believe. So there's that. Well,
Cool.
everyone, with that being said, let's take a look at the preview images itself. So for the first frame, we got this shot of Child Emperor, in which I am guessing he is wearing some kind of suit. And well, we will see the actual mecha in the episode itself. Next up, we got Phoenix Man, which I'm pretty sure is explaining how he is still alive.
Yeah, I was like, why is he cooking his own birds right now?
Those kind of reincarnation thing. So there's that. Next image, we got Child Emperor and also Waganma. Again, there seems to be some 3D usage of background there, which looks pretty neat. The reflection looks
Yeah, the reflections of these, columns right over here, that's kind of nice.
really nice. Next up, the reveal of Phoenix Man.
Bro really was just wearing a suit. I mean, he said it. What's his lore? I wore a Phoenix suit and basically didn't take it off, and now it's become part of me, and now I'm Phoenix Man. What's my headcanon about this? Remember that? Phoenix Man was basically working at Disneyland in this Phoenix costume suit, but then there was a lot of like Wagamas. There's a lot of rich, spoiled kids who were like shitting on Phoenix Man. And then he couldn't take it anymore. Now he's crashing out on children. That's why he's fighting Child Emperor.
Reincarnated form. Again, I'll compare this to the manga in a bit. It's pretty cool how they kind of tease the audience by showing the silhouette of the reincarnated phoenix form in the opening. So yeah, pretty cool. Next up, we got this really
Transformation
cool shot of Child Emperor, which I'm pretty sure he is transforming to.
I wish that I love the background art. Not the background art, I guess how to say, I love this like room that we're in with these concentric, rectangular shapes happening over and over again. It looks really nice. The colors are nice, but then he's like transforming here and his watch is like shining, but it's the same color and it kind of blends in awkwardly into the background. I don't know how to feel about that.
His brave giant form, or like the mecha he's going.
There's even more, yellow lights over here being obscured by, like, for example, right over here. You can't really see it as well. Wish that it was like a different color maybe.
To use to fight Phoenix Man. Again, this looks really cool. The art direction here looks great as well. Compositing looks really good, but I'll talk about that in a bit as well. Next up, we got this shot of
He's crying!
Emperor crying again.
What happened? It's just fucking Phoenix Man roast the kid. Is he bullying a child?
This looks really well drawn. I'm not sure if there's going to be some kind of a character acting, considering the fact that this episode has been hyped up a lot by the anime producer.
I don't really remember these fights because again, a lot of people glaze up Child Emperor and Phoenix Man, but these fights are not really that relevant to me in the Garo Saga. I know that it sounds mean, but like I'm waiting for Tank Top, I'm waiting for fucking Darkshine and Garo and stuff like that. I'm waiting for like actual like cadre matchups that happens most likely season 4 content onwards. But so I don't really remember this shit. So Child Emperor crying, was there really like an emotional scene that I missed out on? Like, this is actually getting me kind of hyped.
The fact that this episode has been hyped up a lot by the anime producer herself. I really hope there's going to be at least some really good character acting in this episode.
Maybe.
But yeah, this looks really good in terms of the...
Or she has no fucking understanding of what she's talking about and she meant to say episode 8 instead of 9. But I hope that's the case, but I don't think she really knows what she's talking about. I think she's just reading a fucking script.
Drawing quality, but will it move well? Well, who knows. But yes everyone, that is the last from the 6 new preview images that we got. Alright, now with that being said, let's take a look at each frame one by one. Let's actually analyze it detail by detail and also compare it to the manga. Disclaimer, I'm not very sure which panel is pre-retcon and which one is after the redraw, because apparently the One Punch Man manga under Yusuke Murata has been tons of redraw phase where it is pretty hard to determine which one is the actual one or which one is after redraw. So yeah, it's all.
There's a lot of different versions, right? Murata would go in and do his thing and then he'd polish it and have a different thing. In fact, later on, a little bit of spoiler with the Saitama Garo fight, the webcomic is one way consistent, but the redrawn manga, there's a very controversial moment where people are like, this is a joke now, what's going on? Like, you're not taking this shit seriously. And then reiteration, but the story, but it's like redrawn is like fight happened and then there's like polished or a little bit changes. Later on, fight happens and it's just like it never happened actually, and we're gonna go back in time and go again. It's just like what the fuck just happened?
Also pretty hard to see which one did they choose. Either they're using the pre-retcon or like pre-redraw or after the redraw version of the manga. So I might be wrong at some part, please to correct me on that. So for the first preview image, we got this Child Emperor shot. Again, they were saying this is the pre-retcon version or the pre-retcon design of Child Emperor. I'm not sure how true it is, but again, I can't really find the exact same frame from the manga, so
I think the post retcon is the one with the hats. I don't really know.
Can't really make a proper comparison here, but this shot looks pretty okay overall. Nothing too crazy. I've heard tons of people saying that the pre-retcon version or the pre-redraw version had a much more intense fight scenes compared to the redrawn version of it. Obviously, people want all of the intense looking fight scenes, so I think it's good that they are using pre-retcon content for this episode.
Yeah, the overall mecha model, this one is more thinner, I guess, more, horizontally concise and compact and dangerous looking. This one is a little wide, but the overall like scene here, I feel like there's a lot more oomph coming out from this. Because he's a wide ass boy and he's breaking in and all the building, stuff is falling out and then the light shining through. This is nice. This one is kind of, It's not as thick. It's not as menacing.
I think it's good that they are using pre-retcon content for this episode, but I'm quite clueless on how they'll be adapting the actual story or the content of the episode itself. Maybe the action part will follow the pre-retcon version. I'm not entirely sure, but whatever, let's continue with the comparison. Next up, we got this shot of Phoenix Man, pretty much explaining why he's still alive. So yes, this is pretty much from chapter 98 if I'm not mistaken.
Sure.
And yes, there's no redrawn version of it or like pre-retcon version. This is the only version that exists in the manga, so thank god this particular comparison is not as confusing. For the next frame, we got Child Emperor and Waganma.
Fuck you, Waganma.
And yes, there's no redrawn version of this manga panel as well, so thank god. But compared to the manga, obviously the manga doesn't have any background and the anime does. I mean, like, it is pretty much the bare minimum. But I would argue that the face that Waganma made in the manga, it
More expressive, more desperate, more worried.
is more expressive compared to the anime version. Maybe this is after he made that expression, I'm not entirely sure. But again, that usage of 3D background looks really good here. The reflection of the pillars looks pretty great. Overall, it's pretty neat in terms of the detailing, but nothing too major. I just wish there's more into how expressive Waganma looks like in the anime version. But again, it might happen before or after this particular frame, so who knows. Next frame, we got the reveal of Phoenix Man reincarnated form and compare it to the manga. Unfortunately, I am not a big fan of it. Obviously, there's tons of details that is pretty much lost compared to the manga.
Because it's like a zoomed in face shot, right? Compared to the rest. Like, look at the wings here, man. Look at the wings and his overall body. And like the light, you know, from background and the light, you know, the lines over here. It just looks so cool, right? Unfortunately, we're just kind of getting zoomed in on the face. And even the face, this eye, the more, you know, a triangular versus the circle. I feel like the circle eye over here, it's way more menacing. It looks scary. It looks actually haunting. Same with like the Phoenix head here too, the mask. This looks like a costume. This looks like he has become one with the Phoenix. You know what I mean?
And I felt like the manga version looks much more superior, maybe because of the angle. But overall, I much more prefer the manga version more, maybe because it is a much more close-up version of it in the anime. And also the fact that in the anime version, we can kind of see his mouth, while in the manga version...
You see how the lights are going vertically up here? I don't really like that. You see how the light here is literally going at an angle through his wings, through, you know, his body like that? Kind of like speed lines, right? But I like that way more because it kind of like gives you way more like immersion. It gives you like, it immerses you because it looks way more hype. It's like aesthetic. It's like the light is going through. There's something more impactful about this way of drawing it versus background where everything is just going bottom up, but not really through Phoenix Man.
It completely covers it, so I guess that plays some kind of a role as well. I'm not entirely sure. I actually prefer the manga more than the anime for this one. But then when it comes to this frame in particular, compared to the manga, the anime version looks much more superior. Obviously,
you know what? I agree. I was saying that I didn't like how his yellow light transformation, the golden, you know, stars here are being obscured by the bright light in the background. But in the manga, honestly, it's just the big shine too. There's nothing to be shown. And on top of that, the background, right? This concentric, you know, rectangular layers that give this depth of the corridor and the shading. The overall compositing, I think, is good. I just wish that like we could see more visibly of these golden cross looking, you know, special effect looking things when it's transforming.
we got the really good looking art direction. The background looks great, and also the compositing here looks really good as well. But not gonna lie, it's not that hard to top this one because in the manga version it's just some plain background.
This is just one speed line, you know. this is the Motley Hero, you know, episode where holy fuck, it's just fucking camera shaking with the speed lines in the background, nothing going on. It's kind of that equivalent, huh?
I love how the background looks like here, the compositing looks like. Overall, this particular shot in the anime looks much more superior compared to the manga. And as
kind of wish that, you know, he was actually, I don't know, opening his mouth and screaming, yelling, because here he looks scared, here he looks defiant, he looks triumphant, he's about to pop off.
Here compared to the manga. And as for our final preview image, we got this shot of Child Emperor crying. Again, this is a really well drawn frame in the anime. I'll argue that
I like both. Something about him clenching his lips here versus not here. I like the anime version maybe more.
this is on par with the manga version. I'm just wondering how it will move in the anime, if it actually does. I mean, like, we did see him crying in the opening of season 3 itself, so I hope this will be pretty much more or less well animated.
Okay, shut the fuck up. Okay, it's episode 7 instead of episode 6. Genuinely, who gives a fuck?
But other than that, those are basically it. Those are the 6 new preview images and also the official synopsis of episode 9 of One Punch Man season 3. And yes everyone, the Hopium Copium video will be out soon.
Alright.
In 2 days, I think, I'm not sure. But yes everyone, those are basically it. Thank you very much and I will see you in the next One Punch Man video. Goodbye.
Alright, better this time. It wasn't, you know, pre 8 minutes, is 8:45 where he ends, and then with the thick 20-second outro. Yeah, I think that these PV images are giving me... I feel like, why does it feel like we're not gonna get the actual fight? Something about this in the synopsis is making me think like episode 9 is actually like not a fight episode. If anything, it sounds like Phoenix Man is gonna be yapping and explaining his lore, and then like Child Emperor is being put into a situation, and then he's about to transform, and then the episode ends, right? This doesn't feel like big mecha. Yeah, I feel like this is set up, right? Unless I'm being misled by the preview images. Like, I feel like the episode ends with this right here. Where is this? I feel like, straight up, the episode ends with Child Emperor transforming into this based on the PVs. But hopefully I'm wrong, and hopefully, you know, this transformation scene happens, let's say, middle of the way of the episode, you know? Intermission, commercial break, and then Henshin, and then commercial break is over, boom, Brave Giant drops in, and then we fucking fight and pop off. Hopefully that's actually what's gonna happen. Shoutouts to Easy Court. Here's a link to the video. Go give it a like and check out his other content, and I'll see you guys next time.